Hello and welcome to part 2 of my exploration of the Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway. This time I'm at Norwich City Station, the southern terminus of the line which went through to Cromer. So join me as we continue part 2 and we discover the railway which still lives on today. So this is all what's left of Norwich City Station now. Just this platform here. And some sleepers. You've got the information board. This is obviously the terminus of the railway and also the end of the Marriott Way cycle path. You can see on the map here, and we'll be featuring quite heavily in the first part of this video. Unfortunately, there's nothing left of the stations north of here to Langwade, so Langwade is the next station we'll pick up. This is now Langwade Station. Next station up. So again, beautifully kept station building behind the fence there. Platform you can still make out. Even got a signal. And level crossing gates. Again, another entrance and car park on the Marriott Way. So you've got original gate posts there still. Langwade was where the last trains ran to from here. There's once concrete works here. And this caused the station, this caused the line quite a few problems, which I'll get to shortly. This station from the front view. So now we've come to Whitwell Station, and the first bit of railway has been preserved. There's still one steam trains occasioned on this section of track. I think it's the first Sunday of every month and bank holiday weekends. They run diesels every other Sundays. See the original buildings immaculately preserved. That's all the platforms. Track carries on down there for a short distance. That's the Marriott Way. Originally called Whitwell. The station's named Whitwell Bittern to compete with the Eastern Counties Railway Station. Just nearer to Bittern Station and more convenient. So this station history is all told here on this information board. The station itself closed in 1952 to passengers. Freight 1981, the rest of the line. So it is all now. You've got a cafe, a museum, bookshops. You can see we've got the steam engine here, Victory, steaming up, ready for the bank holiday weekend. They've got the original station building and cafe. little diesel little engine. Running. It's running up and down today, briefly. You've got the engine shed there with a couple more locos inside. So you've got more locos, a little bubble car over there. So you've got more posters. It's a sort of modern building, it's used for functions and for eating. That's that. So we've now come to the Fennel Fork curve. This section of track wasn't part of the original railway. In fact, this is a curve of track which joins two railways. See the map here, you've got Midland Great Northern Joint coming up here. It's near where our Whitwell. You see the original railway went up here. And coming in here from Aylsham is the Eastern Counties Railway, heading out towards County School and the rest of their vast network. See, when the line north of here closed, it's going to raise a problem. There were still concrete works at Lingways. This meant for trains to run, freight trains to run through from Lingway to get to the rest of the National Rail network, because they ran into Norwich. This was Norwich City Station, which was not connected to the rest of the network. So to get round Norwich, trains would have had to have gone all the way round to Cromer, towards Cromer, round that way and back round to Norwich, which would have been a silly and impractical way of doing it. So they built this curve of track. This track was built in 1960, lasted to 1981, to join the two lines up. It seems to be the steepest curve in Britain at the time. The two lines are now part of what's called the Marriott Way, a 26-mile cycle path from Aylsham all the way through to Norwich, following the route of the two railways. Aylsham, of course, is also the terminus of the Bure Valley Railway, and that's also a cycle path. So we've now come to here, Holt Station, and the second part of this whole railway is still in use as Heritage Railway, and most famous of all, the North Norfolk Railway. It runs between here and Sheringham, where it joins up with the National Rail network. That continues on to Cromer, which is still part of the original Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway. See, the platform is just down there. The station's all closed up now. Trains are finished now for the day. This isn't the original Holt Station. The actual Holt Station, when the line was open, is further down into town, but they had to demolish the bridge across the road, so they had to build a terminus here. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't travel on the North Norfolk Railway today, simple reason being price. Because of the COVID restrictions, it's meant I'd have had to have purchased a ticket for a compartment for up to 4 people for myself. This would have cost me £35 for return, and as much as I love North Norfolk Railway, I've travelled on it several times, I'm not paying that kind of money. This is Weybourne Station, main intermediate stop on the North Norfolk Railway. The Fulgent station is closed at the moment due to COVID. See the station building, got 1900 on it. Presumably that's when it was built. Weybourne Station is also home to the sheds here, where they keep the locos. Just down through there, as you can see. Station big platforms. Weybourne Station is also stood in to represent stations on TV programmes such as Dad's Army and Hide the High. So we have now come to the end of the North Norfolk Railway. This other terminus here is Sheringham. Sheringham Station, this is the original Sheringham Station. So this all closed up now as the last train's departed, but this station stood in immaculate condition. So you got souvenir shops. The tourist informational parts are built. Bus stop mural. I think it's the history. Come through here, you can still see what the station looks like. And of course, this was the terminus of the North Eastern terminus of North Norfolk Railway. Trains used to carry on from here from Cromer to have the line shut. But then, a few years ago, I decided to rejoin North Norfolk Railway to the rest of the National Rail networks, so they continued to track all the way along here. Across the street, this was once a level crossing, and now Probably the main reason why they closed the station this side, so they didn't have to keep the level crossing open. Because that'd be silly if they looked just for a terminus. So this is now Network Rail Station at Sheringham. Trains do occasionally continue through here. As you can see, it's a lot more simple affair here now. Much more modern platform. Got showers, ticket machines, information screens, and just a single platform. Services on this line are hourly from here to Norwich, with occasional through excursions through to Hull. It's mostly used for traffic movements. So now we've come to West Runton station. This is one of only 2 stations of the former Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway. That is still part of the National Rail Network. This is on the bit between Sheringham and Cromer, Cromer being the only other station. As you can see, it's a single platform, well kept with flowers, well looked after, going for sewings, waiting shelters, benches, bins, no information screen. See, but the bench station is multiple award winning. So it's got ticket machine, cycle racks, information post there, advertising the Bittern line, which is part of, or the Webby lines, Great Yarmouth. So now we've come to Cromer, the second and final station that's still in use by National Rail today. This is the old original station building that's been done up as some kind of bar. Still see GN roundels. The station has a car park still. It's an platform area. The 755420 is just leaving there for service for Sheringham. Trains, of course, now from Norwich and from Sheringham terminate here in reverse to go back in either direction. You've got 2 platforms, only one is usually used. You've got timetables, cycle racks, you've got shelters, ticket machines, and that's it. Station now sees an hourly service, same with West Runton. See there, its station area around has been now turned into supermarkets and shops. Down at the far end, you can see the original Midland and Great Northern signal box. It's now in use as a museum. It is open sometimes. Nothing. So now we've come back outside Cromer briefly. So it takes us to West Runton Viaduct. As I tell you the story of another railway in the area, Norfolk and Suffolk Joint Railway. This allowed the Midland and Great Northern to team up with them and run a service from Sheringham and Cromer, join up with their station at North Walsham to run trains through to Great Yarmouth. This viaduct once carried the track which allowed them to avoid Cromer and run south to what's now the Bittern line to Sheringham. In the foreground there you can see the bridge which carries the current day Bittern line between Cromer and Sheringham. So this railway, the Norfolk and Suffolk Joint, part of the Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway. Had their railway through to Cromer, and obviously the Great Eastern Railway had their own. Also up until after the closure of Cromer High, they joined the two railways up, become one company. But stay tuned, there is one more spectacular piece of this railway left to see in Cromer. And so we come to Journey's End, here at the entrance to the Cromer Tunnel. This was built to take the extension down through Munsey down to North Walsham underneath the Great Eastern line into Cromer High, which was just over the back there. This is the only tunnel in Norfolk, unless you count the narrow gauge Bure Valley one, but this was the only proper tunnel built. Cromer High station was quite far out from the town centre of seafront, hence why the Midland and Great Northern's one survives to this day. The tunnel is still open, as you can see. You can, if you're brave enough, you can climb down to there. I'm not. So yeah, the line carried on through in that direction, round the coast, and joining up with their other line at North Walsham to run down to Great Yarmouth. Ran out the other direction to join up with their line round to Sheringham and Cromer in this direction, underneath this bridge. So there we go, that was part 2 of my tour of the Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for more videos.